Have you guys seen the video of that crusty old dude who's like, my Filipino wife has been Americanized and she left me, and then he basically tells on himself for abusing her and then explains how he thinks he's a victim? Men like that are all over Thailand. They show up to Thailand with their little 50K salary and they feel like gods because the dollar goes so much further here. Pretty Thai women flirt with them because of the elevated status their perceived wealth gets them, and they start feeling the best they've ever felt in their life. Normally, I would love that for them, but unfortunately, it turns them into monsters. Passport bros hate me. They hate all Western women. I was shocked when I moved to Thailand 7 years ago. I joined a bunch of Facebook pages for like expats in Bangkok and Thailand. The men in there were so publicly hateful towards Western women, it was crazy. This is what they would say verbatim. Western women are all fat and ugly and they all want to be treated like Cinderella, but they're all super masculine and they're slobs. Meanwhile, Thai women are submissive and sweet and beautiful and they'll do anything I say, especially in the bedroom. And I'm not kidding, men would publicly post that in these Facebook pages with like 100,000 group members, and the comments were all men agreeing with them. Anyway, just talking to those guys for 5 minutes, it was very easy to see why they couldn't get a wife in America. It was because they hate women. And I often tell people when I lived in Kamping Sayan, I was the only foreigner there, but that wasn't true. There were actually 2 men there. People would be like, oh, why don't you be friends with them? It was because I instantly knew they were passport bros, and it's very easy to tell. Women hating passport bros will not even look me in the eye. They will pretend like I don't exist. They will do anything not to have a conversation with me. But men who just genuinely fell in love with the Thai women are very pleasant and nice to me. And I'm gonna preface by saying I don't think all passport bros are bad. I think sometimes there are nerdy men or very shy men who couldn't get a wife in the USA. There are Thai women looking for a better life. They have an equal partnership where she takes care of the home and he pays for everything, and it works out great. Unfortunately, a lot of times it doesn't turn out like that. If you watch that dude's video, you'll notice he feels because he pays for everything, he owns her. These men see their women as property. And a lot of times, these Thai women don't know what they're getting into. $50,000 a year is a lot in Thailand. It's like 150,000 baht per month. So these women marry these men and get promised this life of luxury, and they move back to the US and living in a 1-bedroom apartment. They're struggling to make ends meet. On top of that, her husband disrespects her all the time, treats her badly in front of other people, and expects her to do all the household chores without complaint. And now that I moved back to the US and I'm friends with some Thai people, I see it now. One husband only gave his wife $100 per month for spending money. That was it. She had to go get a job because that wasn't enough, and now he gives her 0. And now she has a job, but she's also still expected to do all the household chores, all the cleaning, all the cooking, all the everything. And she doesn't even get her measly $100 a month anymore. And I just worry about my Thai sisters. I just want them to know that a lot of the women who come here looking for wives, they can't find a wife in the US because they hate women and they treat them badly. Do not marry one like that. 150,000 baht per month is not enough to live on for 2 people in America. You need at least 300,000 baht per month. Be careful out there.
She's upset because no man wanted her, stayed with her, or committed to her. Instead, he chose a better-looking, submissive woman across seas, who is way better than she will ever be. When women talk about something with passion, they speak from personal experience.
Look at this girl. Hold on, you see my girl? Okay, go. I mean, hey, Thai girls. Thai girls. Hey, Thai girls at 10s, straight 10s. Hey, the 10 Thai ones though. The 10 Thai ones. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? It hit different for sure. I love my Thai ones. Yeah. I like it here. I love it here. I love it here.
Women overseas are more moldable and easy to deal with. Men can easily find wife-material women there who are fit, friendly, and attractive. Ladies, level up or become a leftover woman. It's all on you.
Here's what I learned being a passport bro. Being a single American guy in South America, I sometimes post stuff like that, or this, and my comments get crazy. People get fucking mad. I've been traveling through South America for over a year, and here are the 3 main takeaways. First thing, and this is funny, you're exotic. You're exotic. I know it sounds crazy. You have an accent. The American accent is kind of trash, to be honest, but the fact that you have one, I think, peppers your words and gives everything you say a little bit of weight, a little bit of spice. It makes it more exciting. The second thing, and this is really important on dates, people love showing off their country and love showing you things that they love. It's like back when you were a kid, you found out one of your friends never saw Space Jam and you were like, oh my God. And then you got to be excited watching them watch it. And that happens a lot on dates. It plays into the excitement and keeps things light and keeps things fun. Finally, number 3. And this is one that most of the comments are about. there is a stereotype or stigma around Americans being rich, which is kind of true because our currency is like the global currency. So if you make $60,000 a year, you can live like you make $120,000 a year pretty comfortably. But experiences and the things money can provide makes a huge difference in dating. Watch The Tinder Swindler, and it'll explain it all.
Why tie yourself down to old Betty in your town with a body count of 150? The world is big and diverse. Men don't have to tie themselves down anymore to their local 304s. Smart choice, men.
Honestly, passport bros is the scariest thing I've ever heard of. Putting a woman in a financial position where she can't leave, go nowhere, has kids with you is very scary, period. And the fact that a man knows that their dollar is going to go so much further in the Philippines, Thailand, Colombia, you know, all those developing countries, if you want to say. And hear me out, when I'm saying developing, I'm talking about it's not a country like Luxembourg, Denmark, Finland. Like, I'm naming European places, but passport bros don't be going there to bag anybody. Like, they can't. And I honestly feel like a lot of the women are actually victims of these men. And I feel bad, but at the same time, you know, once you saw the signs, you should have left, but money will make people do some crazy things.
Western women can't handle that they aren't being picked anymore. They have learned that in order to get the ring, they must act accordingly. This is the best way to teach modern women. Replace her and watch her cry.
You know, this whole passport bro thing is kind of weird to me because I travel abroad, and for many years, you know, I would meet different men and they had no problem spoiling me and spending money on me, specifically European men. So it's really weird to me when they're like, they don't want to deal with American women, because plenty of men abroad definitely have no problem with American women. I'm an American woman and they spoiled me, dinners, jewelry, gifts. I could go on. I really don't want to, but yes, I'm very confused. It doesn't seem like it's American women that's your issue, passport bros. It seems to me like your issue is that you don't have a very good income, and so you're trying to find someone who has less than you so you can feel superior to them, and you know, it's not a good look.
The only women who find it weird are the leftover women who have not been taken seriously after getting pumped and dumped by Chad. Rightfully so. Men have every right to a clean, submissive, beautiful woman.
Riddle me this. How are we gonna sit here and talk about passport bros? Because we can talk about passport bros all day. I'm never gonna say that that's okay. But how are we gonna sit here and talk about passport bros? Y'all on this app singing, "Do you have your passport? Do you want to come back to America?" from R. Kelly? Because, like, some of y'all may not know, but, like, I'm Trini. Like, my dad was born and raised in the motherland. And, like, I got the papers and everything to prove it. But Carnival just happened. And I don't like how many videos I saw of people using that sound for Caribbean men. I don't like that. Because, like, that and passport bros are two sides of the same coin for me.
Rambunctious, rude, ratchet, and ghetto is what black Western women bring to the table. Of course, men are gone. They don't want to be here dealing with these 304s.
Well, these Western women have high standards, yeah, so you can't prey on them as easily.
Absolutely.
You can't, like, you know, manipulate them with money or withholding resources or whatever.
Which is the patriarchy, the male loneliness epidemic. They're becoming increasingly more lonely because women have rights. We have our somewhat power back to some degree. We can work and take care of ourselves. And the only way they were able to thrive and be on quote unquote top this whole time was because we were disadvantaged. Our rights were taken away. We couldn't own anything. We couldn't do anything. And so they're seeing now it's the same thing over there. Those women, especially with social media, and they're able to get online and see like the way other women are living in other places. They didn't have all of that before. None of us had all of that before, where we were able to see what was actually happening in other places. So women become empowered when you can see other
when we're
women
allowed to speak.
Yeah, and
I
we can
think
share
that's what's
stories.
contributing to the childless epidemic as well. And I love the connections you're making to the male loneliness epidemic here.
The mental gymnastics are crazy. Women will come up with anything to fit their narrative. Being a passport bro annoys Western women because it makes them feel undesirable. And that is the worst thing a woman can feel.
Yep. Remember, men who can afford women in their own country don't look outside of it. Okay? Or they look outside of it to exploit you. Remember that. If a man is a loser in his own country, why do you want him? That's my question. If he can't get a woman where he is, there's something wrong. Okay? Because America has lots of women. That don't require a plane ticket. Okay? So just understand there's something off. A Western woman is expensive, exactly. And do you know what guys say about women on the other side of the world or in other countries? You should.
Another old, bitter black woman. Anything a black woman says needs to be taken with a grain of salt. They spew nothing but misery and hatred out of their mouths. The true definition of leftover women.
Being on TikTok, I learned that all passport bros are just predators. I don't know if you're on this side of TikTok, but every day on my FYP, I see this girl, and all she does is walk down the streets of the Philippines, and all she does is show the couples, and every couple look like the man is 15 to 20 years older than the young Filipino girl that he's with. And, like, the girl just looks so freaking young and just immature in comparison to the man. Like, the man has gray hairs, they bad built, they're old, and then they have this young Filipino woman. Like, it's giving predator. And then I also realized that the age of consent in other countries is a lot different. I don't know the specific age for the Philippines, but I know in a lot of places it's like 15, 14, 16. Like, it's really, really young. So I think they use the whole, American women are so dominant, American women are just too independent, too masculine. They use that as like their disguise. Like, it's giving wolf in sheep's clothing. Like, they just say that so they can have an excuse to outwardly say, I'm about to go travel across the world to find this young, impressionable wife that can barely speak the language. And that's really all it is. Like, I want to go travel outside the country so I can get as young as possible. Like, I want to get as young and as fresh and as impressionable as possible, because somebody that's my age and that's mature, she's not going to fall for all the BS that I give her. And I always knew the whole passport bro thing was stupid, but I think right now in this very moment, I just put two and two together that it has nothing to do with masculinity or women being masculine or anything that they've been saying. They just want to go as young as they can possibly go without getting arrested.
She can't even spell predator correctly, yet feels educated enough to speak on the topic. Hilarious. Women are only good at being in the kitchen, and even then, they need help in that.
God, I love it when a passport bro tells me that I'm jealous that American men are leaving the United States and not looking at American women. Because the ones that are leaving the United States to go find themselves a bride overseas are exactly the ones that we never wanted. I mean, and it's really obvious here. There's two really big things that stick out. It's like the emperor's not wearing clothes. Number one, you mean to tell me, sir, you have exhausted all of your dating options, which forces you to go overseas to seek a bride who really is only interested in your American dollars. It's really that bad? You got nothing? Because women, they have options every day. That is the case for all women. All women have options because women are always going to be desired by men. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. Number two, and this one is even more obvious. You mean to tell me that you can either put your life substantially on hold to go seek your overseas bride or completely abandon and pack up the life that you have here and start it somewhere else? That tells me a lot about your job, okay? It means that whatever it is that you're doing is not that important and thus not that high paying, okay? Because if you can just quit your job, well, you don't have income coming in. if you can just up and go, that means, I mean, you probably don't have a really great work history or work ethic anyway. You are obviously not a business owner, because small business owners cannot abandon their business, sometimes not even for a week. Someone who's really dedicated and ambitious, they're not going on long vacations, or they're working during they don't have time to go seeking kitty cat in another country. If it is some sort of really important position, they're not taking the time away from their number one love. A man's number one love is his money, and he makes his money from his job. He's not taking the time away from his number one love unless that thing is really not yielding much and is that unimportant.
Any opinion that comes out of the mouth of a middle-aged woman is not an opinion worth taking into consideration. Men, leave these women in the dust, move on, and live your life the way you want. And that's it for today on Sigma Traits. Make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring that notification bell. Support this channel through membership. You can also support through PayPal, link in the description. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.